What are the mental effects of being selfish? Being selfish can be caused by things such as antisocial and narcissistic personality disorder. One study found that psychological well-being, physical health, and interpersonal relationships are all affected by selfishness. This scientific study also found that experimental evidence shows that people randomly assigned to spend money on others experience greater happiness than those assigned to spend money on themselves. Is selfishness a nature versus nurture issue? While we often focus on survival of the fittest when thinking of our human nature, it is also true that we could not have survived without making social connections. Studies have shown that most 3 to 5-year-olds will give a greater amount of reward to their partner who has done more work, which shows a longing for equality and a lean towards altruism versus selfishness. Selfishness is partly nature, but I think it leans more towards nurture. I believe that is largely based on one's upbringing rather than innate human nature. Are selfish people more likely to be successful than humanitarians? Those who are moderately pro-social, which means they fall in between being extremely selfish and extremely altruistic, make the most money. However, those who scored highest on altruism showed the largest wage growth. What does the Bible say about selfishness? Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility value others above yourselves. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3. The second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. Mark chapter 12, verse 31. Basically, just be nice. Charter for Compassion is an organization whose mission is to bring compassionate values to life through practical actions all over the world. There is a website where thousands of people can and have voiced their opinions. There is also an online pledge you can sign. By signing this, you have committed yourself to a compassionate lifestyle. A woman by the name of Karen Armstrong played a major role in creating the charter and won the TED Prize in 2008. Armstrong is a former nun, and after leaving her convent, she developed a more nonconformist approach to major religious beliefs. Her religious life and views are a large part of why the Charter for Compassion welcomes people of all religious affiliations. The Charter is active in almost 50 countries, and they have 103 community partners. They have provided a list of sustainable development goals and a model of growing a compassionate community. They also get active in the community through forums and workshops. They work with partners in 13 different network groups listed above.
People are selfish because they are afraid that there will be negative consequences for themselves if they do selfless actions for someone else. We are a selfish society, and we are becoming more selfish because of consumer culture. Consumer culture is making us less reliant on others for things, so we detach ourselves from others. People are selfish because of the selfish gene that helped our ancestors survive. This selfish gene allowed our ancestors to compete and be able to procreate. Psychologists have found out that humans are a lot less selfish than we previously were. Most humans think about what's better for a group than what's better for themselves. People under 45 are more selfish because the reward centers in their brains don't light up as much when they do a good deed as when people over 45 do a good deed. The second organization is Character Counts, which is a program for school children that promotes trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. In 1992, the Josephson Institute of Ethics created the Aspen Declaration, which taught children how to make ethical decisions and be kind to each other. Character Counts not only helps children become less selfish, it also teaches them about the other 5 pillars of character.
How can we prevent selfishness? In order to stop being selfish, we have to practice being unselfish every day. One way that we can prevent selfishness is through compromise. We have to learn how to compromise with others and respect their needs and desires. Another way is to show empathy for others. Avoid selfishness by putting yourself into the shoes of others. Another way is to get a pet. A pet is a big commitment, and they are similar to humans. Pets need attention and love just like humans do. You could also volunteer. Volunteering teaches you to care for and to help others. You could also sacrifice being in the spotlight and being the center of attention for a while. Let others be in the spotlight for a change. What effect does being selfish have on others? People who surround a selfish person may lose their overall confidence due to how that selfish person is treating them. Selfish people tend to manipulate others, they may be uncaring toward others, they tend to not want to share or give to others, and they tend to criticize others behind their backs, which can lead to that low self-esteem and decrease in confidence for others. How does selfishness influence our perception of others? Selfish people are scared of public failure, so they try to dominate others, put others down, and that's why they think that they don't have weaknesses but others do, is because they want to be better than others overall. Can selfishness be good for someone? Sometimes selfishness is just watching out for yourself. Asking for help, getting plenty of rest, and wanting time alone are examples of good selfishness. Selfishness occurs all over the world. People causing selfishness may think that they are better than others. They may be self-centered and insecure, which causes selfishness to rise. It is occurring because people want to feel good about themselves. Selfishness involves the person being selfish and the people getting hurt by this selfishness. The church document that we chose that connects to selfishness is the Pastoral Constitution on the Church in the Modern World. In Part 2, Chapter 5, Section 1, The Avoidance of War, and in paragraph number 82, selfishness is connected. This part of the document talks about how support should be given to those leaders who want to get rid of war and make peace. It is important that these leaders extend their thoughts beyond their own nation and that they put aside their selfishness. Men should not only care about their own attitudes. Overall, we all need a change of heart. The plan of improvement. In order to do something about selfishness, schools could have group building days, group discussion days, or simulations to help students come together as a class. Schools could do a group building day or a group discussion twice every month throughout the school year. The resources that would be available and needed would be guest speakers, and teachers from the schools would be needed to help out with organization of the events.